see anything? No! God damn it.
I've known him my whole life. We need to take him to town.
And the situation's more complicated than you think.
This is a movie based on a book, Death Watch, I believe it's called. What made you want to option this and produce it through your company, Further Films?
I read the book in '72
Wow.
by Rob White, and I remember it was really, I identified with Jeremy's character as the young guide, but it was a really good, well-structured cat and mouse. And then I bought a literary library. I bought a library of Damon Runyon, Cornell Woolridge, Shirley Jackson, and Rob White. And I was looking at it, and there was Death Watch. I said, I remember that. I said, this would be a good movie. So we got Steven Susko to develop a screenplay. Turned out great. Thought it was a really good thriller. Found Jean-Baptiste Leonetti, our director, and then we went to Jeremy. And was very, very impressed initially in the audition, and didn't even realize he was a Brit. His accent was so good, and off we go.
So tell me about the shooting conditions in New Mexico, because it looked, just watching it, I was very hot looking at it.
It's a beautiful place. I mean, I think it's a lovely place to look at. Yeah, not always so nice to actually be in it. But yeah, it's hardcore, and the most hardcore crew I think I've ever seen.
Your makeup kept getting more and more red because you were getting sunburned and blistered. Meanwhile, you're drinking lattes and martinis in the corner wearing
Jeremy
sunglasses.
thinks I got the right part.
Yeah, I think it just shows Michael's experience, I think.
In the car, air conditioned, even that special is a fantastic vehicle. Even had a massage in the seat.
Yeah.
You know, and it had a loudspeaker that was actually worked. So Michael said, yes, and I'm here. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, got it right.
Yeah, you got the short end of the stick on that, right?
I could say that, yeah.
This film reminded me a little bit of the movie you did called The Game, because both of them had that cat and mouse element.
Right.
At the same time, there's a lot of Gordon Gekko, so it's almost hard to escape. There's a lot of Michael Douglas-isms in this film.
Right. Well, you know, when you do 55 movies, and actually my entire career is contemporary. All the movies I've done, except for one in my entire career, is contemporary. So it's limitations to some degree. It also allows you to explore things. So yeah, I saw from the very beginning that this guy was 6 degrees north of Gordon Gekko and West Coast. But that's the familiarity that helps in terms of an audience is going, okay, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have that kind of archetype acknowledgement when you're doing a thriller, because it makes it really easy to identify who that guy is.
Now, what do you guys learn from each other? Like you said, you've done so many films. You're a little bit more on the newcomer side.
Sure,
yeah. So what do you both learn from each other?
Good as well. I mean, I can personally take huge amounts from. But for me, it's such a privilege to be on set with an actor like Michael. I can just try and be a sponge, really. But what really struck me was, I don't know, how much you clearly love making movies, which is
thank you.
It's so cool. Yeah.
I think, my entire career has not been about the parts, and this is probably my producing side. I really look at the movie. Even when somebody presents a script to me for a part to play, sometimes you have the good part, but I want to make sure that I think it's a good movie. It's got a good structure and all of that. And Beyond the Reach has a really good cat and mouse structure. I mean, watching Jeremy, it was just, again, a wonderful refreshment of watching somebody so committed to their craft, and a kind of a production where there's not many actors I could count on. And I think about Kathleen Turner when I was doing Romancing the Stone. It was such a difficult picture to shoot, and she was so supportive of the production. She realized the problems that there were. And Jeremy had to go through so much, and yet I was so impressed about how he was constantly committed to going all the way with this character, and yet understood some of the production issues that were around him.
There's a lot more spark in you still for decades to come, I have a feeling,
Thank you.
And you as well.
Oh, thank you.